Hi guys, it's Dave Bennett. It's August 12th, 2017, and I'm going to show you a really big panoramic view of where we are and where we need to go now. It's absolutely interesting to see it, and also very insightful, helps us tweet better and faster than we have. And it works out great because we've been building automation to allow us to do a lot more sites a lot more efficiently so that we can just drive this backlinking network forward very quick. Believe it or not, we've got a lot going on behind the scenes and everything rises and you don't see the effects until you do. Let me show you what I mean though. All right, so for instance, we've been talking about the Moz toolbar, right? Popping up for domain authority and page authority. So we've made that point several times. Moz only updates once a month though. So it makes it very, very difficult to see whether they caught on or not to different things. When you do see information, it's quite useful, at least to the degree that they caught on to the information. This is one of the first diehard proofs that we are doing exactly the right thing for rank on multiple pages of a website. This is all pages on that website, right? Lots and lots of pages. If we go to page 2, we can just keep looking and we're going to keep seeing more, okay? So there's more and more and more and more and more. So if we keep tying in more referring links from more websites, the numbers rise and those pages become really strong. They have high page authority, high domain authority. They're worth more. They rank better, etc., etc. Now, what about the other sites? What about this big one that we've been putting a bunch of projects into? Page authority and domain authority are one, because Moz doesn't know anything about this site yet. Okay, so we do know this. There are 36,800 pages on that site now. Okay, but Moz is still not showing anything, so we're just not seeing it because Moz hasn't figured it out yet. So here's what I wanted to say. Before, when we look at it, we're like, okay, we're here, and we have no problems with manual web spam actions. Okay, and even for HTML improvements, you might be thinking, well, we must have like a lot of duplicate title tags or meta tags or something, and the answer is no, we don't. Duplicate meta and title, single digits, okay? That's easy stuff to deal with. And then some of this is even just based on sitemaps. And so, yeah, there are missing title tags on our sitemaps. We don't put title tags on our sitemaps, sitemap pages, and that's no problem. We could care less. Now, let me show you big picture. And special thanks to Pierre, you know who you are, for bringing this up because I forgot all about this. There's Ahrefs. And when I went back and looked at them today, I've used them in the past, haven't used them in a while. They have really come far. They were already far, but now they update something like every 3 to 5 hours. They have like a total update on something like 5 billion websites. So they see all pretty much, and they break that data down beautifully. They can tell you everything you ever want to know. And what that does is allow us to steer this dragon. Okay, we can see more clearly. So I'm going to show you what we're seeing right now. And it's fun for you guys who can actually pull off die-hard points that you can make because we're doing it. But I just want to show you what I mean. Okay, so these are some snapshots real quick from Ahrefs that we just took. And this is for our website, Sell Your Home Now. These are 3 competitors, okay, from one that has similar results to ours, to larger ones that we really want to grow into to be something like. And then there's, I'll do the pest control management too, pest control specialist, pest control management, just to show you that. Okay, let me do this real quick because we're going to break off for the weekend and then come back and just hit it next week. We've been automating like you wouldn't believe, so I'll come back to that point. Let me start here. Okay, let's take a look at our results. Okay, so here you go. Ahrefs rank, all right? About 15 million. It's been floating a little. The other day it was down to 16,800,000. Now it's up to 14,900,000. It'll do a little bit of this routine. That's Google Dance, so to speak. But that's totally okay. Now you might think, wow, that's like an entirely low number. 14,974,000. That means, 14,974,000 websites rank above ours. And the answer is, yeah, they should too. This is a website about selling your home when you're going bankrupt. It's not supposed to be one of the most visited websites in the nation. It shouldn't, hopefully isn't, right? So anyway, we go up and we go down. We've taken a lot of hits and then some climbs, and that's just Google Dance stuff. Okay, take a look though. Referring domains, there's 11 that are really, really clear. Okay, 11 referring domains, of which 11 are live. Okay, backlinks, wildly large number, 143,000 are live. Okay, don't have anything hardly in the way of organic keywords yet. Any idea why? Because we've been doing a huge spread through attention grabbing headlines. So our keywords are long tail. We did that on purpose because you don't want to create a website with 36,800 pages that all say, buy my home fast for the anchor text, trying to drive page rank at something. If you do that, Google will see that as a trick. They don't like that. It's not at all natural. But we laid the groundwork. The groundwork is this kind of thing over here. And that allows us to now start throwing in the fact that we have this going on anyway. That allows us to start throwing in individually selective pages for selective keywords. Every major keyword times every major city, times several sites. Okay? And what that does is drive up exactly what we were after. So this groundwork we laid is huge. How does this groundwork compare to somebody else's groundwork? Well, I want to show you. Okay, the next guys I want to compare us to. These are similar. These guys are down at 33,500,000. Very similar UR. Okay, this is kind of like page rank and domain rank. Think of it that way. The higher the number, the better. The higher the number, the better. But whatever. So here we go. They have been around longer than we have. And they have a 7 and a 35 for domain rank. We have a 7 and a 40 for domain rank. We're actually outpacing them already, and we did it almost push button. Now, really, it wasn't push button. Yes, it was several months, and a lot of that was developing the process, the training, the documentation, the automation to make things better, faster, which is what we're doing now. So here's where we are, okay? Here's where they are. Okay, we have massive numbers of backlinks, have very, very few selective backlinks. That's good. They've been building them very naturally, I'm sure, going to particular places, directories, news, or whatever, and just getting a backlink here, a backlink there. I'm sure it took them a while, and they've only got 81 left out of all the work they did for 136. We've got 143,000 anyway. Okay, the more tiers we create, the more websites we get into play. This thing is going to turn into a tsunami, because these are going to count more and more and more in these massive stacks. Okay, so whatever they could pull off with right now, 81, we're going to be able to be pulling off at like 100,000 when the time comes. And talk about all the websites we're benefiting with it. It's not just one. All right, next thing. They have 39 referring domains. This is certainly in their favor. 34 live right now. So they got 39 that Ahrefs has found, of which 34 are live now. Today, they're active, they're happening. Okay, we only have 11. Okay, big deal. All right, so we only have one organic keyword anyway that they've seen, mainly because we've been doing these long tail spreads. We're going to fix that real soon. We're going to absolutely target all the cities with the right keyword combinations, and that's exactly going to push certain pages way up, and it's going to drive these numbers right along with it. Where are they right now? 38 organic keywords. Ahrefs is guessing 1 for organic traffic and traffic value of 29, being the cost of that click. In other words, like 29 bucks a click, you could say, for the position they're in. Don't take that so literally. That stuff is all estimates, as you can imagine. One thing I want to point out real fast about what we need to improve, a little thing, okay? We have do follows on all the domains and no follows anywhere. We got 142,000 do follow links, no follow links. That's not natural. It's actually something I overlooked. Okay, here's me slapping myself in the cheek. How easy is that to fix? Very easy. Download stacks of pages, run our bulk search and replace software through it to take certain links and change them into no follows, and then upload and extract to overwrite. Resubmit the sitemaps, Google catches on, all of a sudden you have a spread, and then Google goes, oh, and then ranks you much higher. Why? Because that is something that's easy to fix. What's another thing we're going to do? Image links, clickable images, right? So we're going to go ahead and get some links in through images. And again, it's just download, bulk search, replace, re-upload. Sorry about that. This is easy stuff to deal with. Let's see how they looked. I didn't even look. Okay, they got do follow of 60 no follow of 76. Text is all of it so far, no images. Do they rank for anything, by the way? I just want to point out, yes, they do. The thing that they're after, right, and where they would do really well is, here's an example. Sell my Seattle home fast, okay? 3,800,000 results. And they are on the page. The tops are ads in there. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Fifth organic result on the page. This is them, okay? Domain authority of 16, page authority of 29. Of course, Moz has seen them longer than us, but there you have it. There they are. And they're like halfway up the front page for a really useful keyword. And just as a reminder, this is Seattle. Everybody is web savvy in Seattle. Seattle is one of the hardest cities to rank in the nation because this is the home of SEO specialists, guys who do this stuff for a living constantly, right? The whole nation listens to what Seattle website developers have to say about SEO. Because this is home of Amazon, it's home of Microsoft, it's home of Expedia, it's home of anything and everything that has to do with needing to rank hard, okay? Having said all that, let me come back to my point. Let's go further. Where would we like to go and what do we learn from it? I'll tell you. That's us. 11 referring domains, 1 keyword. Okay, and of course, it can be more keywords easily. Now that we did our spread, we're going to come back and selectively hit the keywords we're after. Again, I'm glad we didn't do it first, right? You don't want to show Google anything that looks like a trick. You want to show it a wide swath and then come back and specialize. Now, there they are. Okay, where do we want to go? Where is bigger? What's that look like? Okay, 1 hour home buyers. Remember the guys with the 1990s looking site? The little squeezed in thing in the middle of the page? Really old coding. 146,865 for Ahrefs rank, right? With a higher UR, ours was what, 7? You know, theirs is 17. Ours is 40 for domain rank. Theirs is 56. Okay. 11,000 backlinks, basically. And by the way, why do you think the live backlinks is close to the total in our case and their case, while not this guy? It's because this guy's putting links on other people's websites that he does not control or she does not control. We put links on websites we control. They put links on websites they control. That's why the numbers are so similar for live versus backlinks in a case like that. Look at this, referring domains. Here's the magic, by the way. Referring domains. The more, the better. This is the biggest thing you can do for rank. More referring domains. 333, of which live, 312. Okay. We've got 11. They've got 39, which pushed them here. Well, you know, they're thinking through their keywords. We'll see where we're at with ours because I guarantee it's higher than this. And they are here, okay, with a lot of organic keywords, basically 6,000, okay? And they're the ones doing the work the way we're doing it. We're just doing it more modern, okay, more modernly. They get a lot of traffic, and the traffic value is pretty solid because, you know, when you think each deal makes like an average 5 grand to 30 grand profit, okay? Well, that's 5 grand to 30 grand times, who knows, 100 a month, you know, for organic traffic. That's insane amounts of money, millions per month, okay? All right, so there's that point. What do we have here? Here's another one. We buy ugly houses, way higher, okay? Somehow, 1 hour home buyers ranks really, really, really high. I'm not sure why. Maybe they do other kinds of businesses too and interlink, in which case that's like our backbone, okay? But these guys, whatever they're doing, they're specializing here. Actually, they do pay for a lot of ads. Okay, that's not going to affect us, though. That's organic. All right, take a look, though. Look at this. UR of 28 and 49, okay, versus 17 and 56. 28 for this particular UR. And domain rank. Look at this. You know, 8,500 for backlinks. Okay. Referring domains, 566. Huge, right? 1 hour home buyers, 333 with 5.8. 566 with 8.9. Okay, like more than half over again for the organic keywords to show up because they have more than half over again for the referring domains. of apples to apples quality, I'm going to assume. Point is, where are we at? 1 hour home buyers, 342 for organic traffic. We buy ugly houses. You know, when you cross certain thresholds, I mean, everything goes like that, right? So once you cross certain lines, everything goes up, right? Organic traffic, because now you're one of the top 10. You're like nowhere, 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 all the way to 11, still nowhere until you're 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like that, okay? That's what we want, okay? Organic traffic, and therefore the traffic value is absolutely insane, okay? These guys are, by the way, one of the absolute biggest competitors in the nation. If there was anyone to emulate or learn from or copy or develop likeness from, it's them. And if you take a look, interesting results on their information, okay? Let's see, do follow, 5,751 links, no follow, 2,579, text is like 8,000, image is 1,159, okay? That's nuts. They don't do every category. You don't need to. I mean, this is just taking a look at all the different kinds there are, right? But these are all important, okay? So what we're going to do is emulate really, really fast these things, but we're going to climb step by step. We're just going to do it in a hurry. Now, here's what's different. I just want to wrap up with this point too. Oh, by the way, pest control. Let me point out our pest control guy. 14 million right now. UR is 12, domain rank is 40, 168,000 backlinks that are live, 30 referring domains, showing up for 9 organic keywords, okay? We're getting closer, guys. And again, we did long tail spreads for the most part. We are just cracking into shorter tail spreads on particular projects for this website, okay? This will bust that soon. And we do even have some no-follow links. You know what that means? That means that this website, pages of it, are interesting to other people's automated searches for trying to find external authority links to link to for related content. So we're starting to get backlinks from domains that we don't even own. Other people are linking into this project for the first time. Pretty soon, they could be linking into our distressed homes, although mostly, like we discovered long ago, those are a few big players. So we may have to emulate that on our own, which is okay. It just means we own our own websites. But we have not done any no-follow URLs, which means these are coming from elsewhere. Some of these guys are linking to pages from elsewhere. Okay, having said all that, what do I want to say now? Because all this stuff is huge and amazing, and we are learning how to ride this dragon better. We're going to make some quick changes. They're going to be these. Well, changes. We're not even making changes. We're just adding on. Here's what we're doing. We are going to do no follows and images because we can. We're going to weave them in so that we don't have site-wide do follow with no follow and no images. So we're going to weave in results from the other categories. Not hard to do. We are going to what's the next thing? Oh yeah, we're going to grab the specific list of the short tails that we are truly after with great rank, and we're going to feed them in through all the projects for all the cities because it's time. We've done all the other stuff. It's time. Now, our automation allows us to do 2 other things that are huge. We don't have to focus on mass pages per folder anymore. And as a matter of fact, I would rather not. You guys have paid really good money to follow along with our advice and let us do the work and get you where you need to go. What we found was this. We have thrown some massive websites at Google, and Google's having a lot of trouble getting through all the material. Now, for those of you that don't understand why that can be, I'll give it to you this way and you'll get it right away. When you give Google a bunch of web pages, it has to make considerations across how all the pages compare to all the other pages. Okay, so let's say Google had to make a single check, on or off, you know, up or down, left or right, 1 or 2, so 0 or 1, whatever, on or off. So it's a binomial, really, a binary check. That's it, on or off. So it's like 2, 1 or the other, raised to the power of the number of web pages you submit. So if you said there was just that 2 raised to the power of, say, 5 web pages you submit, then it makes 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 checks. It's pretty quick and easy, okay? Well, what if you gave it 50 pages at the same time? Well, now it's 2 to the power of 50. So it has to make many more checks, right? Before it knows where everything fits in the index, because it cannot just index pages and keep them indexed if it doesn't know where they rank compared to every other page in the index for every keyword. So for those of you guys who have a folder that had a bunch of pages and then it dropped off, that's because Google needs to figure out where those pages go again. Why? Because the site's so big now, because part of the algorithm is saying, how does this page compare to all the other pages of the entire website? So we have this massive website. What is it really like? Well, it's like this. Think about it this way. What if it was 2 raised to the 1,000? That's huge, isn't it? Here's what we really have to look at, though. Google makes about 287 or 89 checks per page. Almost 300, okay? 289 checks per page. Raised to the number of pages, because it has to compare them all to each other. It's a simplistic way of looking at it, because really it's some of those compared to all of them, some of those just are static, but 289 raised to the power of, just think of it that way. On a website, though, but then we give it like 289 raised to the power of 60,000. So that's huge, right? Why do we do that? Because that was all we could do. When we were doing our work in the first place, it was taking us a massive amount of time to get a job done. Okay, that's why they're huge and expensive, because think of doing a 15-page report that you hand in. And I'm about to explain the solution, solution. Where we're going next is turning the dragon in the direction we want to go. And I'll explain how. So if you did a 15-page paper for a college course and you turned it in, okay, or you were going to turn it in, somebody said, okay, before you turn it in, we want you to go through and do a bunch of checks, okay, updates and fixes, whatever, just go through and do a bunch of checks. First check, make sure that the first letter of every sentence is capitalized. Second check, make sure there's a period at the end of every sentence. Third check, make sure there's a comma everywhere a comma goes. And you literally have to go through all 15 pages of the report, carefully checking every one of these things. Then you'd say, okay, make sure there's 2 spaces after every period, 1 space after every comma. Those are 2 more checks. Okay. Anyway, it would take you a long time to get through that 15-page report, right? Well, imagine if we're doing 10 websites at the same time. That's like doing 150 pages. Okay. All those checks. And we automated 165 checks. No, because then we also have the from to checks. So there are 3 more. We automated 168 checks, and then we fixed a procedure that goes about 250 fixes one at a time, and it automates that all at once. So the amount of work it used to take to do a project was like 2 weeks of just checks. Okay, I mean, hypnotizing, mind-numbing, repetitive, hard to get through them all checks. Very hard to teach other people how to do it. So what do you think happened? We recorded the tutorials and the training to teach people how to do this stuff. And then, of course, what do you think happened? We looked in at it by the time we were done, and we really understood it clearly now because we recorded it, and said, do you know what? We can automate a lot of this. So we went back and automated a lot, turned it into a toolbar, actually, and a process that backs that toolbar, okay? So there is now an LPE toolbar, and there are many things here. This right here does 168 different checks, okay? This right here does, it automates 250 fixes. This right here automates a few processes that were manual, that were tricky, and people had to think about, and it automates all of that, okay? There are just so many things that we automated, so now we can get through the work dramatically faster. Your investments into this process made that possible. So guess what we can do now that we could not afford to do before? And we are going to do it, and we're going to benefit you guys with it automatically. Okay? Those of you that want AdWords, you're going to love this because of the way we're going to do it. Those of you that want more organic results, we're going to force it. Don't worry, we're going to force it by what we're doing. Those of you that got large-scale websites, you're going to get, all of you are going to get anyway. Those of you who happen to have more are going to feel it more. Depends on where you are in the tiers and what you have. You're going to get a lot more backlinked results, because here's what we learned from our Ahrefs graphs, plus the training that we've been going through for them, really. Aside from getting the keywords right, we want this or this, okay? We can do it. And we can do it now in the space of time that it used to take us to do like, I don't know, 25 websites. Now we can do like 250 in the same amount of time. What's that mean? What it means is we're going to get here really fast compared to where we were before. We're going to drive up our numbers like this and like that, okay? We're going to wind up with lots of referring domains. You're going to just hit for a lot of organic keywords. And by the way, this is for all of you in all the industries. Don't think for a moment we're forgetting you. The very fact that we can interweave all these backlinks across all these websites is exactly the point. That's how these numbers happen, okay? We're not going to miss a one of you. You can put in all your websites up here and see results. And this is just going to improve hard and fast, okay? We've got a lot more coming, but anyway, we're doing these steps here, like this, the no follow we're going to weave in, image we're going to weave in, more referring domains, and we're going to do smaller runs per website. So those of you who have like a folder like Texas, we're going to do a bunch more smaller runs, okay? And if you don't have enough pages benefiting you, we will see to it to freely give you more pages to make it happen. You're paying for us to provide the results and letting us figure out how to ride this dragon and steer it left or right. And that's what we figured out. Instead of one massive dragon, it's better to have a team of smaller dragons and steer them together. And that's exactly where we're going next. And that's going to take us from this massive result that we've been able to pull off on multiple websites. I mean, that's one of ours. And this is another of ours. And we have like 22 more. And we are adding 25, 35, very possibly 45 more very, very soon. And that is what's been ordered, plus what we're going to do to shore it in, to force results for everyone. Okay, I'll wrap up with this. Those of you who bought in, thank you for your patience. It really is a dragon. We built a monster. We're learning how to ride it, and we're learning quickly how to manage it. And the average guys, they're just drooling to get into this. So as soon as we have this under control, we're done with the training. So it was training, then tear it down because we did automation, then reproduce the training, which is now easy. People are literally going through it to learn how to do multiple websites. So we're just going to pay them, and we're going to pound out the referring domains so we can drive this number way, way up fast. Okay. Again, there are more websites in play. There's 30 over here. Some of these appeared out of nowhere. Okay, like I said, this is somebody else. I don't know who, but it's coming. Okay, and people, the more we create and shore up, the more other people want to link into it because it's good for them, right? Google rewards not just inbound links, but external links too. If they did not reward external links, no one would external link. If it was a loss, no one would do it. And then we could not get internal links because our internal links are their external links. They point to us means we got the internal links from them. So just to make that clear for anyone who doesn't get what those are. All right, point is we're going to drive it all up hard and fast, and we're going to take care of all of you hard and fast. And all the rest of you who want to get involved now, because once this explodes, everything we've done so far is going to be like the pyramid at the top, you could say, compared to this massive growth that's going to happen underneath it. Assets you don't own, get them. Get them in multiple industries if you don't have them already. Get them for states if you haven't yet. Get more states if you dare. If you want, get a nationwide run if you want, because we don't really care how many you order. We're going to put you on as many as it takes to drive the anticipated result to the top, because you guys are making it happen, and we can ride this dragon to the max. And so we're going to, and all you guys are going to get carried along for this ride. It's absolutely cool. All right, I'm going to break off of this. It's the weekend. I'm going to break this off. I hope you find this interesting. And anybody who doesn't know, okay, if you want to get involved, go to themedhtml.com. That's our website. Go there and hit streamline. Let me kill the mouse bar for a minute. Hit streamlined project right here. Streamlined project. And this is it. You can watch the video series. And whenever you want to hit it, the order form's down here. Full nation, $24.95. You can do it as a split payment if you want. It's more expensive, but hey, it's fine. Don't worry. You're going to love where this is going, especially now that we've gotten the automation done. We've gotten the training done for creating these things, and we're moving into AdWords management, cold caller management. And we're gonna explode in growth over the domains that we're gonna produce. Okay. And if you can't really pull that off, okay, go for the co-ownership project, the 600. It's smaller, but it's certainly worth it. Again, we're going to take care of you. If you really don't know what industry you're going for, just say choose for me. Just say choose for me and choose for me. The coolest thing there is simply let us do our job, because our goal is to take care of absolutely all of you. And we have found that there is die-hard interest, widespread interest in guys who want to work on straight commission to make all this stuff happen. And we got guys at the ready who are willing to drop cash into AdWords to force anything that's set up to start rolling, and then follow it with the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. This is going to be a wild income producing domino series, just because we're building so hard and so fast. It's insane, but we know how, and we're doing it. So get in and climb up. All right, guys, I've said my piece. We're going to break off for the weekend. Get in and get more if you want it. And other than that, thank you for your patience. It's this huge project. And you guys, I just want to make sure that you see that it's real and that it's happening, and that being here is worth it, and that we're going to get you there. Hang in there. We're getting you there. All right. Have a good one.